Alright, hello there ladies and gentlemen. Moltrap here, bringing you another StarCraft cast. The second 2v2 match of the playoff finals for round 2 of the Sky Pro League from 2006. We got some, I believe, Nightwish playing in the background. I've really been digging, I love Nightwish in general, but I've been digging having it playing along, making some epicness, some epic fanfare to these games. And we got another 2v2 match. This is going to be, well, I guess I'll wait for them to pop up the names here so we can see it. Jaehoon and TheZerg for MBC Game Hero, both playing yellowish colors. Memory and MinGu are going to be playing for CJ. Not really a color combo there, orange and blue, but we'll figure it out as we go. So both of the yellow colors are going to be the MBC Game players, though, so that's one way to kind of keep track of it. Except, you know, kind of have to squint your eyes and try and figure out who is what color. Unfortunately, that's all we have is these old VODs, as bad as they are. But I believe that is, yeah, that's MinGu right there, the Zerg player. This is going to be Jaehoon, I think. Yeah, there's Jaehoon. And this is going to be TheZerg, with one of the dumbest names in StarCraft. I wish he played Protoss just as a troll, you know? Hi, I'm TheZerg. Oh, you prefer 2 hatch or 3? Oh, I go Forge Expand. What? Anyway, we got a 2v2 match here. This is on the map Vampire. Ooh, Vampire. Which looks like this. It's a 4-spawn map. Everyone knows exactly where everyone is from the start. There's a choke point out into your expansion and a big wide open expansion. This is the CJ coach looking apprehensive. So big expansion, wide open. You know, it's kind of like what I said about the other 2v2 map. It's very difficult to expand in 2v2 anyways, but it's also very difficult to expand in this particular matchup. Sorry, this map rather. I'm hearing some weird background talking on this VOD. It's kind of weird. Strange. Oh! What? What the heck is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Let's put the names up here. Jaehoon is fast expand. I just got done talking about how expanding on this map is so difficult. And Jaehoon's like, oh yeah, well, next is first, punk. What are you gonna do about it, huh, caster? Get wrecked. Zerglings coming out here already for TheZerg. So it's interesting, they're actually cross spawns from each other from their allies. So Jaehoon is in the top right, TheZerg is on the bottom left, and then the other diagonal is MinGu and Memory. And so kind of interesting to see that. We do have Zerglings running across the map. So this is interesting. TheZerg is actually running his Zerglings directly to Jaehoon in order to protect him from the rush that's going to happen because he fast expanded. Whoa. Pretty high level 2v2 strats here going on. If it succeeds. If it doesn't succeed, we'll say it's dumb. But yeah, very interesting situation here. And that's funny because now TheZerg is more vulnerable. He's got nothing in his base, but they're not going to go for him because, you know, Jaehoon's put a big target on his face, saying, here, come and attack me. I've got fast expanded. I have no units. TheZerg getting a sunken colony up as well, just to make sure he's safe against that kind of a counter attack. And they might just pull this off, ladies and gentlemen. If they do, remember, if Jaehoon and TheZerg win this game, they will win the series. They are up 3-2 over CJ. MinGu and Memory need this game to tie up the series, to bring it to an ace match, to keep their team alive. They, in fact, need this specific attack to work, I think. If this doesn't, they will lose the game, I think, in the long run. This is the defense. TheZerg is there with his own Zerglings. He's got some Zealots out as well, and the Marines are doing some nice target firing. Memory is trying to fall back, but the probes have now gotten back and surrounded, and it looks like they're gonna hold. Jaehoon holds. Jaehoon holds. He's running his probes back in. There's still more Marines, though. They're not completely out of the water yet, but that was the main attack that they were going to try and go for. There's no more Zerglings for MinGu. He might be trying to tech up to Mutalisks pretty fast and try and beat TheZerg to the Mutatech or something like that. But now that there's some Zealots out as well, and the Marines are not quite being microed quite as well, The Zerglings are dying to the probes and the zealots. And look at that MBC game team member standing up with his arms in the air victoriously already, as if he can taste well, no, I was gonna say the trophy, the advancement. Pusan is also standing up. Maybe that was Pusan that was cheering earlier. Templar Archives going down for Jaehoon already as well. In order to, I mean, that's just a really good, it's a good tactic, you know, to get DTs out quickly, but it's also really good for cementing your defense, right? If he has DTs out on the map, then his opponents are forced to deal with that instead of punishing him for expanding. And oh, actually, look at this. 2 Zerglings somehow sneak all the way in there, and they're actually going to get a gander at the Templar Archives. Wouldn't it be great if you had geese that were scouting units for some race or something like that, so the geese could get a gander at things? That'd be great. Anyway, Templar Archives is up now. So now MinGu and Memory, they have to deal with the potential Templar. He's gonna get a comsat station, but he's only got the one. He's gonna have 1 scan. They're going in for one last final attack to try and shut this down. There's a lot of Zerglings for both players here, so can the DTs pop out and equalize things for the fact that there's Zerglings? Firebat's dealing with the Zerglings as well. The DTs are out though. Can these DTs do enough? The 1 scan goes down, and he picks off one of the DTs, but not the other one. One of them lives. Can this single DT hold off 1,000,000 Zerglings in infantry? Actually, it's not that many. It's maybe a dozen. The Zerglings coming in here. He's actually going to try and target down the Nexus. Targeting the Nexus is an interesting choice, but it looks like they're going to get it. The DT's chopping away at all these... Oh, the Firebats are trying to chase the probes. If he can get 2 shots off on that probe clump as well, that'd be huge. And it looks like... Oh my god, a bunch of probes somehow with some Zergling help took out the Firebats. I don't think many probes died there. He still has a fair amount of probes left. So it looks like, and did he save his Nexus? Did he save his main Nexus with those Zerglings there? The DT was just had free hits, free kills on them, but can they get, would they able to get, oh, not even close. Not even close, and not even the meme version of not even close. He didn't even kill off the shields on that Nexus. So a second last-ditch all-in attempt at an attack has failed, and now this is exactly what I was talking about. The DTs are going to secure the defense because he only had that 1 scan. He might have another scan built up by now, but it's not going to be enough to deal with all 3 of these DTs. And so now, you know, they're just not going to be able to punish this second base. They did kill off some probes, so you know he's going to have to build his probe count back up a little bit here. But in general sense, like, you know, he's got 2 Nexuses. He can build probes a lot quicker. And so there's Zelos looking a little bit sullen. Surprising for Zelos. Even in defeat, he always looks very stoic. Looking almost sullen there for him, at least. As his loss in the previous game and this loss in the 2v2 game are going to be the last dominoes falling for his team, probably. It's not over yet, but here we go. The Zerg with a lot of Zerglings surrounding some of MinGu's Zerglings. So they've got the DT advantage out on the map. They've got the Zergling advantage as well. Oh, here we go. He stims. Oh, no. He stimmed and he didn't have... He stimmed and retreated and scanned. You got to do one or the other. You got to attack and scan, or you got to retreat. But he did both. And instead, he just wasted his stim and wasted his scan. And the DTs all lived. And now they can just go in and just stomp down onto... Memory's base, and it's gonna be all over here very soon, ladies and gentlemen. And well, look at this DT even in the main, killing off MinGu's drones. The sunken colony does its job, but not before every single mineral drone has been demolished. And now the Zerg is running across the map with his Zerglings to accompany the DTs and just push in here for a kill. There is a single Firebat there. Where'd the DTs go, actually? He's trying to build a command center in the gap to try and hold things off a little bit. MinGu with some desperate last-ditch counter attempts, running with a few Zerglings, but there's already... well, actually, no, I thought it was cannons there, but there's no cannons in his main. But he's going to be able to hold that off. It's only 3 Zerglings. So, just, this is looking really bad. The Zerg forced to fall back a little bit from that choke point with Medic Marine and Firebat in the gap. I'm not sure where the DTs are not going. Maybe there's a turret there now or something like that. I didn't see. But I was like, why are these DTs not just killing everything? Well, they are, I guess, over in in MinGu's base. The Zerg has still never gotten any air, by the way. He's just gonna rush in here and say, I've got too many Zerglings. One sunken colony does not have the DPS to take out 30 Zerglings, and he's just gonna right-click the hatcheries, ladies and gentlemen. And they are gonna go down. The drones are gonna be demolished as well. The Firebats, I'm sorry, the DT's going in and doing some damage and somehow surviving, despite how flimsy they should have been. The sunken colony even goes down, so there's nothing left to defend. MinGu is going to be eliminated. Memory is boxed into his base. Jaehoon has 2 bases. TheZerg has map control, and this game is going to be over very soon. You know, they had an early attempt at going in for an all-in counterattack to defeat that expansion that Jaehoon put up. And it's funny because Jaehoon hasn't even really been making like a ton of units. It's not like he's become a macro powerhouse because of his second base, and that's why they won. No, it's just DTs, just invisible men, and yeah, obviously he made some zealots and stuff too. But now he's getting his gateway count up, so now he's gonna be able to pump out a ton of stuff. But he was only on 2 gateways for most of this time, and it was mostly just the fact that they took a little bit of a tactical advantage from that early win defending the expansion. So in a way that was kind of maybe clinched it more than the expansion itself, is going for that and then going for the DT rush after that as well. Anyway, Memory coming out with a Wraith to kill some random drones on the map, I guess. That's kind of cool. Memory has managed to get an expansion of his own up. Is it enough? Is it enough? He's getting a bunch of factories too. Dropship coming out. You know, we did see, by the way, that there was the text up on the screen that MinGu has been eliminated. Which means that he doesn't even have, like, his overlords around the map aren't even giving vision to Memory anymore or anything like that. He's gonna have to remember where things were. But, you know, maybe if he can get this dropship out and do some sort of epic drop of vultures and kill every one of Jaehoon's probes, even though there's cannons protecting them, or kill the Zerg, even though there's sunkens protecting his base. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Alright, well, I guess he's just gonna be content to have that one vulture pick away at that hatchery forever. Yeah, I mean, Jaehoon now getting out lots of Dragoons. He's pumping out the units from now that that double expansion is fully up and running, fully saturated more than likely. And now he's got several gateways. He can start putting out a ton of units, and it's, you know, it's 2v1. And even if the Zerg is not doing much, it's still 2v1. And even if it was 1v1, even if the Zerg, like, disconnected right now or something like that, even in the 1v1 sense, you know, Jaehoon is still pretty far ahead. Getting a 3rd base up, in fact, the 3rd nexus over here on the side, just to secure his economic victory. But it's, you know, in a way, because the Zerg has a base as well, it's kind of like 4 bases to 2, you know, in a way. And there's MinGu just like looking down hearted, just kind of I think he was looking over at his ally's screen or something like that, who's fighting desperately here. That was the Zerg that we saw on the screen, though, for a second, though. I wonder, let me know if you guys happen to know this. Has there ever been a time when someone has come back 1v2 in a 2v2 game? I guess it's possible that, like, it could be a thing where, like, you know, one of them gets their eliminated, but they eliminate the other, like, in the counterattack because it's a base trade or something like that. But 2 fully functioning players versus 1, I don't think it's possible. I can't think of a time I've ever seen that happen. That comeback has happened. But I also, you know, I haven't watched every 2v2 game, but I watched a lot of 2v2 games because the entire Pro League, for, like, I did a lot of the Pro League stuff in 2007-8, and the Pro League had 2v2 games up until I think 2008. So I watched a fair amount of them, cast a fair amount of them. I don't remember anyone ever somehow coming back and doing enough damage to both of the opponents that they could win 1v2, you know? I don't know. Anyway, the Zerg is getting his lair finally. He never got Spire Tech this whole time. Yeah, he's just, like, looking over at his ally's computer screen there. So the Zerg is gonna have Spire Tech eventually. Okay, here's this thing. So Memory... Okay, I mean, here we go. This drop, let's say this drop kills everything. If he can kill the Zerg while he's trying to tech up. Tanks? I was thinking maybe Medic Marine Drop would be able to do it, but oh, well, he's actually gonna, oh, that Vulture got left behind. He's gonna actually move in here with a significant amount of tanks. Oh, there's Dragoons to back him up, though, ladies and gentlemen. The drones have been pulled, though. The tanks are not really microing very hard. In fact, they might have wanted to even just lift up and get out, sacrifice the Vultures and leave with the tanks, but instead he's gonna lose all of his tanks. And with it, any chance of victory, because well done by Jaehoon, you know, putting a squad of Dragoons down there to protect against the drop was very, very smart, because that was how, the one way that they could lose would be if the Zerg got eliminated while he was in a little bit of a vulnerable position trying to tech up and rebuild a little bit. But handful of Dragoons down there was enough to deal with it. Plus they caught him mid-drop. If he'd fully unloaded everything and sieged up the tanks and got mines out in front of the tanks with the Vultures, then that might have been different, but it was kind of a haphazard little attack there instead. So now, yeah, Jaehoon has the 3rd base up and running, and a 4th base in the top middle, and the Zerg has a base, and Memory has 2 bases. So that's 5 bases to 2. Arbiter Tech coming out here as well. So I think, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a victory for MBC Game here pretty soon, I'm imagining. I mean, I guess we have to kind of wait. I don't like to, for some reason, it just seems in bad form to actually, like, stop casting a game until the actual GG is called, right? Even though it's only ever been maybe 1 in 1,000 games. 1 in 1,000 games have been ones where it's like really obviously in the bag won for one player and somehow someone's pulled out a victory. This is like even farther than that, though. It's like a literal 2v1. Literal 2v1. So it's like, but anyway, we'll wait a minute for the GG. And you know, this is the finals of the playoffs. You cannot leave until you're absolutely annihilated. You know, there's no shame in staying in at this point when it's the possibly final game. And that was the thing, is if CJ was up 3-1 and 3-2 instead, this might be an opportunity for Memory to GG, you know. But since they're down a game, like you have to fight as long as you can, as hard as you can, if for no other reason than to just say that you did, you know, to just show that you have the fighting spirit and that you are gonna stick it out to the very, very bitter end and do everything you possibly can to, because if you leave the game, your chances go down to 0, right? Your chances of winning go down to 0, and this could be the game-ending recall, ladies and gentlemen. The final nail in the coffin. This Arbiter coming in the back. There's nothing here to defend. Dragoons and Zealots being deployed into the enemy mineral line, or next to the enemy mineral line. The Mutalisk coming in and attacking the tanks in the front as well. And that was the CJ coach giving up all hope, as he kind of looked down and was like, welp. And so they're definitely just going for the kill here, ladies and gentlemen. They've breached the natural expansion. The Mutalisks are in that main choke point here. And now the more stuff is coming, and Poussin is so excited there. He is happy about this. Poussin, I think, is the team captain, by the way. I should have mentioned that before, but I think he's the team captain at this point in time. So MBC Game Hero is going to be advancing to the finals, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm gonna wait for them to actually call GG before I put up the format here. But let's see if I can blindly make a new line here. Oh, these are all pictures. Wait, what's going on? I'm looking at my files, and oh, here we go. Is this it? Is that it? I don't know. I'll have to wait till I put it up at the end. But it's time to get out, Memory. It's really like when you've got one dead command center and one floating burning one being attacked by Mutalisks. It's time to get out. There's the GG. There's the GG, and there's the celebration from the MBC Game team. The last round, they made it all the way to the finals. They fought through 3 best-of-7s, and in the final best-of-7, they were absolutely dunked by SK Telecom and could not make it to the grand finals for the season. And in this case, they were not in that situation. They were not eliminated in the final one. Instead, they fought their way all the way from the bottom, all the way to the top. Oops, that's the wrong button. There we go. They went all the way through 3 best-of-7s from the very bottom of the playoffs to get to the end, and instead of being eliminated at the end, they actually made it out. So, oh, here we go. This is what I need to do. There we go. Round 2 champion. So, let's go ahead and add this on. We can add this on now. Oops, almost. Let's just add that there. There we go. So now, MBC Game are going to be the champions for the second round. And this is being a little bit ghetto here with this presentation, but oh well. And so they're going to advance to the grand final. So now, the last set is going to be SK Telecom T1, who finished in 7th place during the second round, by the way. They did really well in the first round, but the second round, they were a few games behind. Versus MBC Game, who've managed to make it into the finals here, and they're actually throwing their teammates up in the air here to celebrate. It's always fun to see that happening. Who was that? Was that Pusan they were throwing in the air, maybe? Because he won his game and he's the captain or something? I don't know. Anyway. People's dads are in the audience excited about their kids winning their tournament games and all. It's just so wholesome. But, anyway. So we're going to have MBC Game versus SK Telecom as the absolute grand finals. That's going to be exciting. That's going to be super exciting. And, I don't know. I'm thinking about making that like a live event. I don't know, what do you guys think? The last couple live events, no one really showed up to, so maybe I'll just put it on YouTube. I'm not sure about that, but I'm thinking about it. Leave a comment if you want. It's probably gonna be a couple days before I work on the next game, so I'll think about it, and yeah, let me know what you think. And if I'm gonna do a live event, I'll put out like a separate video just to kind of announce, hey, this is when the live event's gonna happen, but I don't know, we'll see. But I do have another live event that planned for a couple months from now anyways that I'm going to be doing. And I'll have more info on that coming up before too long. I've got another series planned after this one, by the way. And I'll put out another, like I've been doing with some of the other ones, I'll put out another, oh my god, she's so excited she's crying. That's amazing. She's so emotional about her team winning the games. I don't know if she's just a fan or if she like knows someone or whatever, but she is like crying on camera. Good job, camera guy. Put the crying woman on camera. Her friend's crying too. Everyone's crying. Oh my god, it's so emotional. Anyway, and this is just the playoff finals. This is the round finals. Yeah, you win a lot of money for the round finals, but anyway, but yeah, so I'll be putting out some more information about other stuff soon. Either I will be putting up the finals on YouTube before too long, or I'll make an announcement about any kind of event, but I'm probably going to skip the event this time unless there's some overwhelming support in favor of it, doing it live. But the next series I'm going to do the whole season on YouTube, and I'm going to do the finals as a live event on Twitch, and probably restream it on YouTube as well. So anyway, so look out for that in the future, and yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling now and head out. And this VOD goes on for another like 15 minutes, but it's all just like interviews and stuff. I guess we'll just skip through here and see if there's anything too interesting that we need to see. There's those two women again. There's Pusan, really excited. Interviewing the coaches, flowers, trophies, medals, checks. MVP goes to TheZerg. I think that's who that is. Nice. Did they have like round 2 champion like t-shirts or something ready to go? Is that they've all put on new shirts over their old ones? Interesting. Anyway, confetti, cheering, celebrating, credits, and I'll see you guys next time for the grand finals between MBC Game and SK Telecom, the winners of each of the 2 rounds. What a fitting matchup. What a fitting matchup. The MBC Game is going up against the ones who knocked them out in the end of the first round to try and say, well, we took out the second round and now we got a rematch, punks. Let's go. Anyway, GG, thanks for watching.